The considered thinking has always seemed to be, Elizabeth, that the customer is always right. And because the customers are paying for the service, you've got to do what you need to do to make sure you keep their custom. That's not your experience of it, or you would like to see that change?
The customer is right in the respect that they're paying the bill, they're paying for a service. But as a business, you need to be able to know where to draw that line in order that you can provide your service and walk away that everybody's received what they want in the transaction.
You're a florist.
I am.
What are the worst examples? I think there was a case where someone had ordered all their wedding flowers from you and wanted all of their money back.
Yes, and we found out about it through social media that actually the complaint wasn't the case. Everything that she said was a complete fabrication. And when we actually pointed that out on our own social media, funnily enough, it evaporated.
Do you find that social media and threats of shaming you on social media actually make the customer act worse?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, social media is very unregulated, and it is social media. Part of being social is being nice, but also potentially being a little bit bitchy. Sometimes,
potentially?
Well, you know,
quite often.
People get their phone out and like, tick, 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 boom, send that, just to inflame something, and people can jump on that. And it actually affects businesses.
Lowri, people are lying, they're claiming their money back when they don't need to, they're threatening people on
I'm amazed that
socials.
I've got a business, actually. I mean, when I'm not doing this, for 10 years I've run a business, a small business as a nutritionist and a hypnotherapist. 80% of my business is people recommending me. That is the nature of the business now. If you don't give a good service, you will get a bad review, and that affects your business. And the people I find, if, for example, if you go on a certain travel website and somebody posts a bad review of a hotel, for example, people who like that hotel will often also come in to defend it. So it's very rare that you get one bad review and it's believable. If you get 10 bad reviews, then you know they're on to
something. So, Lowri, have you had a client with your nutrition business or with your hypnotherapist that hasn't enjoyed the experience or hasn't gone very well and has turned around and then started causing problems to the point where you've had to draw the line and say, I'm sorry?
If they're causing problems, you've already lost that relationship. I've had people who've said, you know what, I've changed my mind, can I have my money back? Yes. In your case, give them their money back. Because an unhappy customer destroys your business. It's about providing great service. Otherwise, they will just go online.
So actually, even in the case of someone that you might think is wrong about your business, you would just take the hit in order to keep your reputation.
I regard it as a failing in me that they are unhappy. What have I done? What can I do?
But the situation that Elizabeth's talking about was somebody who was trying to manipulate the environment.
She wanted her money back.
If you know that that's gone on, would you equally, you'd still...
Yes.
Wow.
Because again, you haven't managed that situation. I've had people who come in for their first appointment and they say, I've seen 8 other hypnotherapists, and you think, and then they have a list of questions, and I think, wow, this is going to be a tricky customer. Yeah. It's up to me to turn this around.
Elizabeth, would you like to name and shame customers in the same way that customers name and shame businesses?
One of the things about working and being on the internet is there is this behind the keyboard anonymity that's there. And people will say and type things into a computer and hit send. Now, when I'm looking at reviews online for companies, I have gone past that company because of one bad review.
Yeah.
I have gone past it. 99% of businesses in this country are small businesses. It affects our bottom lines. If people can just be rude for the sake of it.
Yeah. You want them to be honest about who they are, as customers?
Well, effectively, if we had an ability to actually post our response back onto their own social media, it might make people be a little bit more considered about how they speak about businesses if our response was posted back in the same way.
So defensive when you see that, though. The best, on that travel website, when hotels do reply, the ones you book with are the ones who say, I'm really sorry, what can we do to help? Let's try and learn from it. Don't just hit back.
Lots of people getting in touch. Christopher says the customer's always right. Without the customer, you don't have a business. Mark says it works both ways. The customer isn't always right, but neither is the company. A smile and a thank you can go a long way. Joanne says she's been spat at, she's been sworn at. Customers are not always right. They should have respect for team members.
Where does she work?
I'm not sure where she's working.
But what kind of service is she giving? That's the question.
No,
that seems a bit harsh, Lowri.
There's no excuse for spitting and swearing.
How many times have you gone into a shop and stood there while the person behind the counter ignores you?
How many times have you spat at or sworn at somebody?
No, I don't spit at people. But the point is, what's happened in that interaction? Because you are one half of that conversation.
What has happened in that interaction? There are 2 sides to the story, and somebody should have the decency and respect to treat an individual as a human being.